Brian Laundrie, the 24-year-old man, a boy that was born November 18th, 1997. I have no idea why the interwebs is trying to say that this boy is 37 years old. I think the one or two people that's trying to spread these lies are the same people that just stopped sucking on mama's teat before senior prom and finally was just let out of the basement to see the real world. And since you're new to the world, you can't believe the planets are round, and you continue to think that the world is flat like we're on some magical sheet of flying paper. I just can't grasp what kind of shit is missing up in some of these people's heads. Speaking of missing shit, Brian is still on the loose. Let's not forget this turd of a so-called barefoot jungle-dwelling, anti-technology-using caveman city boy who is running from the law with help of his family to pass an imaginary timeline that would grant him freedom and immunity. Boy, that's the life. About the only good he's doing right now is fueling the YouTube community with loads of free content and a ton of viewers looking for his ass. Yes, Brian, thank you for helping the communities come together while we search endlessly in person and digitally for you. Did you see the second video that came out? There was two videos, too. I gotta remember my hands are here because you can't see them down here. So there's two videos from the body cams that I've seen recently, and the second one actually shows where the left side of her face is bruised. She's also got a bruise down here on her arm.
Backpack gotcha. So there's two people that came to us and told us that they saw him hit you. There's two people saying that they saw him punch you. We're just independent witnesses by Moonflower.
Well, to be honest, I definitely hit him first.
Look, I appreciate the honesty, but it doesn't matter who hit who first. Any man that hits a woman is just nothing but a bitch.
Where'd you hit him?
I slapped him in the face.
You slapped him first? And then what, just on his face?
You have to kind of just shut up.
How many times did you slap him?
Just a couple.
And then what? And then his reaction was to do what?
I went around him so I wouldn't slap him.
He just grabbed you?
Yeah.
Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, and then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth if he actually hit you.
I guess, yeah, but I hit him first.
Where did he hit you? Don't worry, just be
Well,
honest.
he grabbed my face, like, I guess. He didn't hit me in the face, like, he didn't punch me in the face or anything.
Did he slap your face or what?
Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why it looks. I definitely have a cut right here because I can feel it.
Yeah.
When I touch it, it burns. But
okay.
All right, the first one didn't really see that. The first officer, the first one, didn't really see that. The second one did. As small as she is, you'd think that since she's covering for the other one, there would still be something that says that he's at fault. She's got bruising on her. He's got defensive wounds, or I guess is what you call it, from her, like the scratching on the face or whatever, to seem like it was something that he was doing that she was trying to stop. That's how I think of it anyway. One of the things that really irritates me too is the fact she was let go in her van to go camp somewhere for the night. This little 100-pound girl is being told, here's your keys. Well, I don't really know how to drive this van very well, but she did. She made it. She made it to wherever she stayed for the night, and she went and picked him up the next day, apparently. I know there's no crystal ball. I know the officers have no way of saying, okay, this is going to happen tomorrow. Hindsight looking back, though, as much as the officer wanted to be nice about the situation, since it was a slap fight, I really think that it should have been dealt a little bit differently. Now, before, I know a lot of us watching that body cam was like, man, that was a nice cop. We have these rules that we have to deal with, and he says, you know what, this isn't that bad. This isn't a bad scenario, like that bad, right? Had he known the future, it would have been different. I know he wouldn't have made a different call. He would have. They would have. They all would have made a different call, even the lady officer. However, there is no crystal ball. There's no way to tell the future, and it is what it is, man. Domestic violence happens all the time, and there's people out there that are gonna try to soften everything up and make it seem like it's not nearly as bad as it is. Now, I've been watching a lot of these videos out there about trying to find him. Just last night when I went to bed, like 6 hours ago, there was one that was released saying that some man found Brian, or a person that looked just like Brian, in the Appellation Trail. It says, I know this was the guy. It looked just like him. Take a look.
The manhunt for Brian Laundrie is broadening into new territory, with the FBI now aware of a possible sighting near the Appellation Trail.
They know he's in the trail. They know they've already said this before. He's in the trail. It's all new information. It's not. I don't know why the news people said it that way.
Absolutely 100% sure that was the guy. My heart was thumping.
What would you do if your heart started thumping and you just thought you talked to Brian? Throw that down in the comments down below.
Hiker Dennis Davis describes to Fox News the moment he pulled up next to a man in a white truck.
Didn't that sound like a trunk to you?
Pulled up next to a man in a white truck he believes was in fact wanted fugitive Brian Laundrie. It was around 12:30 Saturday morning near the Tennessee-North Carolina border.
The Tennessee-North Carolina border. Okay, at least now they have somewhere to round and like pinpoint of where this guy could possibly be. So now if they take all of their efforts of all the Appalachian Trail and start focusing it down to that one area, might get somewhere.
Started talking with the gentleman. I could tell right away that something wasn't right with him.
Well, that's for sure.
After the man drove off, Davis looked at photos of Laundrie on his phone. Convinced it was him, he called 911 and the FBI.
I'm telling you, this was the guy.
So what do you think? Could it have been him? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you think. Do you think it's getting closer and he should be caught any day now? Because that's what I'm thinking. So I just saw a video on YouTube just now as I was going through and editing this video where the gentleman that was caught up with the guy who looks like Brian in the trail happened to ask for directions to California.
And we actually just got off the phone with this witness moments ago. His name is Dennis Davis, and he's on a 17-mile hike right now in the rain, so he had some poor cell service, but he was able to tell us again that he did have an interaction with who he believes is Brian Laundrie. He also called the police and told him that during that interaction, the man that he believes was Brian Laundrie asked for directions on how to get to California.
Now, I find this a little weird, especially if it's Brian, considering he's no stranger to traveling, and in fact, he was already out west at one point. Unless this is just something to throw people off.
Now, the FBI and investigators say that they take all of their tips seriously and that they are looking into this. Again, the witness, Dennis Davis, called the police this weekend in both Tennessee and North Carolina, and they told him that the man he interacted with is who he believes is Brian Laundrie.
Everybody thinking he's going to go to California now leaves him open a little further to move around in the east. He might be playing the system. What do you think? All right, I'm going to stop boring you with all this stuff. So look it up. It's all over the internet about this dude that I strongly feel just killed his ex-girlfriend. Or I wouldn't say fiance, girlfriend or anything. If you think you're any kind of man that's going to wrap your fingers around a girl and just choke the shit out of her until she's dead or whatever you did, pushed her over the edge of a cliff, whatever, you're not a man. I continue to say it. You're just a... Till next time, I'm Wolfman. Peace and love, everybody. And don't forget, the holidays are coming soon. Join us on Patreon. And also, you can listen to the podcast when you're in places that you can't watch video. Peace.
Oh, I keep sinking into your blue.